Well, Will, tough day at Worthing today. 6-0. I thought a few positives to take away, but overall disappointing defeat.
Yeah, I thought there were, whenever you lose 6-0, there's obviously disappointment and frustrations throughout the game. But if you actually watch the game, there were large periods where our passing patterns and the way in which we controlled possession were excellent. What we failed to do was defend our own box well enough, and obviously we weren't clinical enough in their box. And you know, that's the difficulty, is that as you know, you can't win football matches if you aren't really effective at both ends of the pitch. So, but that said, Worthing were excellent. You know, John and Kelly have gathered a really good squad together, and they deserve to win. So, you know, it's not one where you come away from it and think, oh yeah, well, we could have got something. We didn't. But at the same time, if that would have been a 2 or 3 goal game, you wouldn't have come away thinking that was, you know, beyond the realms of the game. So, yeah, frustrations, but you know, you learn a lot when you win, you learn even more when you lose, and we know where we need to be, we know where we need to strengthen over the summer, we know what we need to do, so we're clear on where we are going forwards. We just need to believe in what we're doing, which we do. You know, we've got tremendous support from the board and Sutton United, so we're really happy. We just need to work really hard over the next few months to go where we need to get to.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I thought in the opening, up until the penalty, I thought it was a fairly even game. Worthing took pretty much the one chance they had in their first goal, and then it was just a quick fire, 3 goals in about 5, 6, 7 minutes, that really kind of did us in.
Yeah, and that's a lack of experience from, you know, we're a very young squad, and when the game's difficult, you just sometimes have to hit areas and compete in different areas of the pitch. And if you know, the problem is that what we're trying to get the girls to do is to be more comfortable in possession, but with that comes obviously added risk, especially when you're trying to build possession from deep areas. But at the same time, as I said right at the start, some of our patterns were excellent, and we're a little unlucky with our, just as you say, just needed to be more clinical with our final pass, and then, you know, Olivia would have been in 3 or 4 times, and then, you know, you've got a real, you know, we get a goal or 2 back, and then you've got a real, they then have to deal with a bit of pressure. But it wasn't to be today, and it's not, you know, it's by no means doom and gloom. We just need to get ourselves together, and as we said all along, Worthing are a fantastic side. They've got great players, and you know, I hope that you know, that they go up. They're good enough to, and they'll be more than able to compete National League. So, you know, we're playing against one of the best sides at this level.
Yeah, and as you say, potential league winners if the results go their way in the coming weeks. But for us as a whole, looking at the season, solid mid-table, never really relegation worrying about that, you know. Overall a solid season, and potentially maybe just like with the men's team, just at the end of the season, just 1 or 2 disappointing results.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're, you know, when you compare, you know, we've been in this Division 1 year. This is our first year in here, and we're you know, I think we're on 28 points.
Yeah.
And so we've worked really hard since Christmas, especially to establish ourselves in the division, and we've just run out of steam in the last 3 or 4 games. You know, if our last game would have been against Millwall at the end of April, that would have been perfect. But fortunately we've had a few postponements, and of course, you know, we're just tired. You know, worked so hard to stay in the league and preserve our status that you just put all your energy into those games, and then, you know, when you're playing mid-May against top of the table side with the young, you know, we've got a very young side, they just run out of energy, and we just haven't, the same against Fulham last week, we just haven't got the resources to be able to have, you know, a squad of 2022. We just don't do it. You know, our squad is sort of 16, and if 2 or 3 of them are out injured and 1 or 2 of them, you know, have you know, other commitments, then we're down to our bare bones. And the challenge for everybody at Sutton is to try and develop players through the development team, through the reserves, who are going to have half a chance of getting game time at the, you know, with the first. And we talked about that in my previous interview, that's incumbent on the coaches from the under-8s, you know, Wildcats, right the way through to the 16s, to develop players in such a way where they're competitive. And that's, as I say, a challenge going through the club, which will take time. But you know, it's not beyond us. We just need to work really hard to get there.
Yeah. Well, on to Aylesford next week.
Aylesford, yeah, rearranged game. Yeah, not quite sure how that worked out, but we've got Aylesford. Aylesford next weekend. And
Last game of the season.
If we can play with the same, composure and the same possession which we had today, just be a little bit more clinical up front, we'll get something out of the game without doubt, because some of the quality here was excellent. And for the first 25 minutes, we looked the stronger side and we looked more like scoring. And as you say, it's just having that experience that when you do go a goal down, that you just play in different areas of the pitch. And had we done that, we might have preserved a 1 goal until half time, and then you got something to hold on to or get close to. But it wasn't to be. Going in 4-0, you just have to come away from the second half not doing the same, and we didn't. Albeit Worthing had some good chances, but I thought Zoe was excellent in goal.
Yeah.
And also I'd like to Livia up front, just never stop running, never stop chasing the ball. Just gave us everything, and she was very isolated, but just never gave up. We got some really positives out of today, and let's take them into next week. We'll work hard on Tuesday and Thursday and hopefully get a result.
Well, look, thank you for joining us, Will. Tough day at the office, but we go again next week. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you very much.